Hey there. I wouldn't say that I'm prepared for whatever we're doing. I think this is preparation. Preparation. Ruined that. That was a preparation H joke, which is it for hemorrhoids or something? I don't know anything about that. Do you ever get that from sitting too long? I don't know. So is it like a prolapsed anus? Where are we going with this? Already 2 people available for. I not even 20 seconds in here, I got 2 shit jokes off, and I ruined the first one terribly. It's awful. I was inspired by the world is becoming it's right there. It's a giant ball or flat surface of shit everywhere. And the world is a shit show. Because if you really think about it, if you really, really just dig in there, if you dig through, it's like cow poop and pigeon shit and bird shit and donkey, mule, elephant, human feces everywhere. And you just dig through it and then plant seeds and see what happens. 1 minute and 13 seconds to give philosophical discourse to why shit grows the most amazing things. Like the fruit that you eat, or even the people that are into we can't eat animal products. Everything that you eat is an animal product because it had to grow out of some sort of shit. I love more than anything people that are sitting there and they're like vegan, but they eat mushrooms, like mushrooms. You know what I'm talking about? Psychedelics. It grew off of cow shit. So wouldn't you call that cow shit an animal product? Cow, shat, pond, the soil, which is animal product. But the shit, it just grew a mushroom and then just sitting there munching on a psychedelic and go, yeah, I'm a vegan. I don't even participate in such things. You've got to be goofy. But then again, where are we? How does Goofy laugh? I don't know. It's not one of the he'll be. He's out of it. The Disney Channel, all of your favorite things as an adult or a child or any whatever you liked, whatever you thought was funny. Not funny anymore. None of it's funny. There's no humor left in the world. If you laugh at anything, anytime, anywhere, how dare you? How dare you? You know people that are professionals in bullshit. Now, I don't mean like talking shit. I don't mean any of that. I just mean people that like literally scoop up shit, manure, garbage, trash that help you out all the time. It's a profession. There's no humor in that. Don't participate in such things. I, on the other hand, I don't participate in such things. Very low level stuff. Just stay out of the muck, the weeds. And don't smoke grass. Don't eat mushrooms. Don't do any substance, unless of course it's made in a laboratory and it's chemicals, because that's not a substance. Right. See, these are falling on deaf ears. Oh. Hello, how you doing? Who's here? What's going on? Anybody want to have a beer with me? I went and hung out with the ducks. I did not have to interact with any humans, non-humans, or what you'd consider. I don't know. The ducks might have been human-ish, kind of, sort of. And they laughed. They quacked at me, and I did burp ground in the building. I don't know if they were laughing with me, at me, or whatever. But I was sitting on a bench rather than sitting on the ground with them, so I didn't know if they, normally they would eat on my hand. They were kind of like skittish. I was like, and there weren't so many there. I walked up. I was like, oh, where are all the ducks? And then I sat on the bench, listening to the chime tree, and so I threw some seed out there. Then all of a sudden there was like, I don't know, dozen ducks. I don't know where they came from. They just, I was like, cool, ducks, awesome. I get a laugh here. I can say anything and laugh. But I don't know if they're laughing or if they're just like, this fucking dude. Hello, Divine. If you ever call me Mr. Zen again, that's going to really irk me. The first time I don't know the first time that someone called me Mister. I think it's after I let this stop. After I stopped, trimming this. Usually, it'd be like, I mean, I still get yo, what up, and like whatever. Like people still understand who I am, like kind of like the my general energy. Some people are like, oh, thank you, Mister, or whatever. I'm like, oh, come on, it's not. It's not. Is it that? Is it that much? Should I really? What? Because I was gonna do the coloring on this, and I didn't have one part of the mixture to make the coloring for this. Well, it'd be the relinquishing of coloring. So what I was thinking I was going to do. Oh, Divine got jokes now. Oh, see, you do a fast, and all of a sudden you're faster. You're faster with those jokes, huh? No, Mrs. AL. Excuse me, Mrs. AL. Quick witticisms. I can still get witticisms out of me. And the only reason, like, I kind of do when I say something funny. Normally, I wouldn't projectile spit at people, but like more like a goat or a llama. I'm gonna be on the Dalai Lama. I'd rather be more a alpaca, obviously, because they're not as. Yeah. I don't know where any of this was going. There's a chance I'll turn one of these lights on so you can see my stupid face. This is what I look like. I mean, you've been here, you know. What should we get into here? Let's get into laughter. Where does that come from? Where does the greatest laughter and tears come from? I mean, it comes out of this area here. It's in here, but it starts in here. It's all in here. It's like good food. You go, oh, a good laugh. You get a belly laugh and a good cry. It starts in your like right in there. It's like in your heart, soul. It's down in there. It's a good feeling. Laughter. Crying. Good for God. A lot of people don't understand crying for a good reason. Sometimes I'll cry about something, and people are like, "Don't cry." I'm like, "Why not?" It's so. And have you ever laughed till you cried? It's such a weirdly. I don't want to say it's not erotic. I think it's just that other people they've never done the point. How do you hang out with people that you don't get into those laughing fits where you laugh so hard where you just like. Huh. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, this is comfy. Yeah, great. Oh, great medicine. Yeah. Laughter is up there in the best medicine. Best medicine. Yeah. I mean, why would that just crop up into people's awareness, their consciousness, their language they use? They say laughter is the best medicine. No one just says that. You don't just say that. It's like a healing thing. I don't attempt to laugh. I don't attempt to cry. If someone tells a bad joke, I'm just not gonna be like, "Oh, that's really great," or like, "Oh, that really." I think one of my favorite jokes, which was Patrice O'Neill. I gotta revert back to Patrice. He was talking about. He's like, you ever watching something and you watch the craziest shit happen? It's like, and 40 children died in a burning building today. Like, oh, this is gonna make me. No. I don't feel anything. I don't. And then he'll just go on and build up the story to the most amazingly ridiculous shit. And like, I know I should feel some way about this, and I just don't. Yeah, it's kind of all right. I guess that's what it is. I guess it's happening. Yeah. The premise is good. The premise for jokes is always you can start a joke with a baseline of reality, which most jokes start in some sort of form of reality, or you can go to the other side and you just say something so ridiculous that is so profound and so stupid that that's funny in itself. So something, okay, when I was a kid, I fell off my bike and skinned my knee, and then you could get into the story about how and why that happened. Or you'd be like, well, I was riding my bike and 30 aliens jumped off a spaceship and then get into, and they look like octopus from the planet. You go in this ridiculous, wild story. Either one's pretty funny, depending on how you present the story. But you could start with a very. You could even tell a story. You could even tell a whole story that's 100% true, and people will laugh. And you're like, "Why are you laughing at my? Why are you laughing at my pain?" It's kind of it's here's the simple story. Have you ever gotten kicked in the nuts? Okay, so guys know what it feels like to get a soccer ball, a baseball, a tennis ball, a wiffle ball, anything. I mean, if you get a wiffle ball in the nuts and you whine about it, like, all right, I don't want to hear that story. That's just stupid. You hit with a wiffle ball. I'm gonna hit me on the wiffle ball. I almost died. Ooh. Listen, unless you had your mouth open and your mouth was big enough to get a wiffle ball stuck in it, and you were choking on it, but you still could breathe because it was a wiffle ball. There's something funny there, but you can't start with the. Like if you get hit in the head with a wiffle ball bat, that's happened. I don't know. Did you play wiffle? I have. That's fucking. Does it hurt? I mean, if you get hit in the arm or you got a shirt off and it's summertime, that could sting a little bit. But just to get hit with one, you get hit with the baseball bat. There's nothing funny about that. I mean, you could make it funny. There could be something funny about that, I suppose. Yeah, but you should start with something a little more like crazy to get to that. You can always use personal experiences, or you can use observational. Seinfeldian. I'll just use that as kind of, it's over there. It's just I'm behind a window and I'm better than that. I drive Porsches and I with billions of dollars and I don't really. Reminds me of this joke that I believe it was Kevin Hart told this joke. First time he got on stage when he thought he was like hot shit, right? And he one of the funniest dudes. He's hilarious. And he was at Boston. I've told this before. He was at Boston Comedy Club, and in the back of the room was Patrice and oh man, I always forget his name because I don't follow his comedy that much. Rich Voss. I follow him enough. He's funny. And in the back of the room, and he's like, so Patrice 6 foot anything, big as anything, and then Lil Kev. That's what I guess. I don't know him. I would never call him Lil Kev. He's fucking hilarious to me. He's funny. He's big. As far as I know. I don't know. Gets on stage. He's like, walks up there. He does his bit. And he's like, no one's laughing. No one in the crowd's laughing. Patrice and Rich are sitting in the back of the room. And Patrice and Rich grab phone books and throw them at Kevin Hart. And as it lands on stage, I don't know if they hit him or whatever happened. Says, why don't you look in that phone book and call somebody and see if anyone cares about what you're saying right now? That's funny. I don't know what act. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what. And he's like, that was when. He's like, damn, I'm hanging out with people that are not like everybody else. Now I don't divine. I used to deal with numerics and prophecy in that regard. I don't see any of it. I can't even fathom what it is other than then, there, and now. That's what I got. No, when I used to talk about that, it never comes to fruition. You can't like. I remember some of you like, okay, here's the date. It was first it was 2000. First it was like this year. it's the worst. 2000, everything goes. Then I was like, no, okay, okay. When's Jesus come back? It was this, and then it was like, well, put in 2012, the Mayans, and then it just goes through these clips of, it was an eclipse, and there was planets, and they all aligned, and all this. I give no credence to any of that. It's all hogwash to me at this point. I can't. I don't even know what. I don't even know what. I don't even know what to, in what calendar. See, June. What is June? According to what, Gregorian calendar? I don't follow Gregorian calendar. 10th. What is 10? 10 of what? 21. 2020. What is it? What? I'm on an Ethiopian calendar. What year is it? I'm well ahead of that. My Jewish calendar. You want to get in what year? I don't know. I can't account for people's. I'm not an accountant. I don't deal with taxes. I don't deal with numerology. As much as I could teach you about how it might play a part in people's lives. Yeah, I don't. I can't really. Yeah, no, I hear you now. I got nothing for you there. If I had to break it down for you, let's see, 6, 10, let's see, 10, depends how you do that, 20, that'd be 12, which is 3, I don't know. See, here's the thing, if you want to, if you really wanted to, the alphabet, the English alphabet, quite, there's 26 letters. So you'd say there's 26 sounds. I was like, no, there's 10. 10. There's 10 numbers and 10 sounds. I can break 26 letters down to 10 primary sounds, which then you could get rid of the vowels, and then you're down to what? So numbers are numbing to me at this point. I dropped out of math because I was already in advanced math, and it just didn't make any sense to me anymore. It has never made sense to me because humans don't work on numeric principles, or because there's no principles to it. There's mathematics is I mean, if it helps you, if today you had one thing, one unit of measurement, and tomorrow you had 20, like that's great. Would I like to have more numbers in my bank accounts? Yeah, that'd be great, because then I could purchase things that were land masses, and I could do things that provided people with shelter, land, food, water, and teach people. That'd be great. But all in all, I don't. Mathematics is not that's not how the universe works. Because if it was, we wouldn't have so much. I mean, when you use chaos mathematics, you want to use like chaos theory, you want to use theoretical physicists. Could you imagine making a lot of money being a theoretical physicist? I am kind of a theoretical physicist. I mean, what is theory? It's just an idea. In physics, it's an idea about physics. It doesn't actually tell you anything. Has that paid a lot of people a lot of money? Yes. Theoretically, there's a thing called gravity, which no one has proven. You could kind of prove to a certain degree density and buoyancy and certain sorts of weights and measure. You could sort of do that, but that's all in the golden mean, or the golden, I don't know what they call it golden, but it's a ratio and ratios don't have to do with numbers. It has to do with geometries. Geometries and ratios work, but numbers do not. You write that one down. Geometries and ratios work, numbers do not work. You can use numbers to replace certain value systems, but as soon as you get to higher mathematics, what do? They replace the numbers with letters. So they took those 10 numbers and turned them into 26 letters, and all of a sudden you got a big chalkboard to try to figure out some simple mathematics, which had nothing to do with numbers or letters, had to do with ratios of geometries. So there's a huge lesson for today. I'm going to sit here and take a deep breath and Anybody else in here? So it's just me and Divine. The other three just watching there. I will not speak again until anybody asks a question over here. And by ask, I mean ask. Go ahead and just type it in there, or we can do a Zoom chat. Look at that. I'll just say howdy. And we can play the duck song too. A great song if you don't know it. It's called the duck song. And I probably will keep this to under 30 minutes, depending. If no one says anything in the next little bit, Divine, I'll probably I'll leave this one up just because that last thing that I said is very important that people need to understand. And in timing isn't even numbers. Timing is ratios and geometry. So information and delivery is in packets of how you. There's only three things, and the three is even a hard thing to describe, which is that it's just this to that is that is to the this to that is that to the see the smaller is to the greater is to the whole. So Divine, it's good to see you. I'm glad everybody could have a moment to listen. I'm going to end this right at 22 minutes and 22 seconds just because I like that number. Why? I don't know. Because it has no meaning, no value, and it's just something I thought I would do. Had no purpose, no desire, no reason to do that. But now if I was making an effort to get all the way to one more minute of this, how long is a minute? Is it minute? What about a second? A minute second? What about a minute and a second? We could just fill in the space with anything. Is that numerics? Mathematics? Geometry? Precision engineering? Perfect. All right. It's good to see everybody. You guys know how to donate if you want to. TsarXen, Cash App, PayPal. It should be in the description box. It's good to see you. I'll probably be doing the show later or tomorrow. Have a good night always. Or don't. Inspire the world. Have fun. Be weird. Be intelligent. Fast when you can. And I'm ass out of this joint. Bye. Oh.